Welcome to Maurine's meditation page. These meditations are offered free in service to the divine. If you're interested in working with Maurine, learn more at headtoyourheart.com. Tonight we are going to focus on this event of moving from the Piscean Age to the Aquarian Age. And there's a lot of dispute about exactly when this is, but some sites give an actual date and others say that you can't really peg it. But fair to say, I think we're all fairly aware that, we've been in a Piscean Age, and we know that the Aquarian Ages are either already beginning or is beginning at some point shortly. So we're kind of in this flux where we're turning the corner. We're moving away from an old paradigm as a whole. Humanity as a whole is collectively moving together into a shift. And one way we can, first I wanted to mention where I got some of this information. I found a site by a teacher named Santok Singh Khalsa. And it was very interesting, a really great article on this whole thing. But one of the concepts that I really like using is talking about left brain and right brain, because the left brain is our logical, rational, it separates and deciphers and focuses in small. It's the masculine part of our brain. And the feminine the right brain is the more feminine. It's looking at the whole picture. It's backing up and doing just the opposite of what the left brain does. And it's the creative mind, and it's the bigger picture. It's stepping into, it's where we can get the concept that somehow we can feel as if there is a oneness and that we are all connected. And so when I think of things in terms of the left brain, right brain, it seems to be kind of a metaphor for moving from the Piscean Age. This is a time where we were more scientific, where we moved into strong science during that period, and moving into a broader perspective that is less dense. And one of the things they say about the Piscean Age is, if you could label kind of a mantra or a phrase that would go with the Piscean Age, it would be the I believe. And when you think of all of the religions that really came online in the last 2,000 years, and just what a powerful impact they've had on humanity. And we've even gone to wars over whether you believe something or not, right? It mattered what you believed. It's been a big deal. So the Piscean Age is, I believe, and it was important for then, and it gave us a platform to come from. And just like a baby learning to walk, we got to crawl first. There was an important reason why we went through that time of I believe. And tonight's meditation, I'm going to ask you to kind of go back into yourself, to take this in personally and ask yourself, well, what have you believed up to this point? What has been your foundation of where you come from? And how did that give you a leg up to step in to this next phase? The other thing that kind of goes along with the I believe, I would say, is I conform. Because if you didn't conform, you could have lost your life, right? We had the witch trials, we had the Inquisition. We had some pretty strong things. If you don't believe, look at the McCarthy era. If we didn't believe, they thought everybody was a communist, and so it's like just about what do you believe. So we're moving from that mentality and stepping into the I know. That's K-N-O-W, in case you need that clarification. So this is an interesting thing. We're not going outside to figure out, who am I? Who do I need to belong to? What religion do I believe in? What do I believe in? No, we're moving away from that. And it's almost like I believe in myself. I know. So for each of you to go into your deeper self and find your inner wisdom, and to trust you do know. You don't know up here. That's not what I'm talking about. You know inside of you there is that wisdom. And that's what this new Aquarian age is having us step into, is the I know. So again, we're going to be doing a meditation on just focusing on what are your beliefs and how that's going to step you into this new age, and what you need to complete with before departing with that age, and what you need to resolve, and what you need to do to be prepared. And that everything has its time. And so as we're moving from one age to another, to just know that that age had its purpose, but it's like it hit its max, it hit its limit of what it can do for us. Because we as a species, we as spirits, we're changing, we're opening up, we're being able to download and assimilate information more than before. We are evolving as a species, I'd like to think of it. And we're also leaving behind the age of being a follower, the age of following. We're each just kind of stepping into our own leader, the leader within. And the age before also was an age of hierarchy and the patriarchal way of doing things. And it was also a way of the secrets. There were a lot of secrets. Information was withheld from people, partly because it gave other people power, but they also didn't believe that people were ready for certain pieces of information. It's true with even like with some of the Diksha stuff. At first, they were very protective, and there was information that we didn't have access to, and now they let everybody, become a blessing giver. So we've seen it just show up even recently. So everything we've based our understanding on has brought us to this level that we're at now. And that foundation that we are coming from, it is, it's eroding away. It's crumbling in its own divine timing. It's going back into the divine universe that it came from. It has done what it came here to do. And it's time for us to participate with allowing it to go and not hanging on to what we have known, which is scary for the ego, that we have to let go, but just to trust, because inside you have the I know. There's something in you that does know. And this is to make way for a new way to establish a new foundation, and inviting you to stand strong in that and to be courageous and be willing to let go, so we can open and be brave enough to welcome and step into this new paradigm. And as we navigate into this age, every person, every being on this planet has been or will be affected by this shift. And what we're seeing is we are being amazingly affected. And take a look around. We all know what we're going through right now. We've got the COVID thing, we've got the political situation, and this is a play out of light and dark. So, you talk around with the spiritual communities, and there seems to be a lot of talk about how much light that there is, and evolution happening up to into your everyday world, and it's just a barrage of, you know, dark news, mistrust, and propaganda, and a lot of you don't know who to believe. And so this is the shadow of that. So we've got the light and we've got the shadow, and they're showing up equally intensely right now. And people can buy into one or the other. And I just invite you to try to find harmony and allow both. Because think about it, it's like a healing crisis. Whenever you go through, say you've got a flu, you've got something, and so you get a really high fever, and that it's not pleasant to have that high fever, and it causes a headache, and you're dehydrated and everything else. But the whole point is that it's burning out what is no longer needed in your body to cleanse you. And you go through this healing crisis, and you come out, the fever breaks, your virus is gone, and you get back to health again. So we can think of it that way, that we're going through a healing crisis right now, where a lot of this negativity and a lot of this confusion and shadow is really getting intense and coming up. And it's our job to allow it. We're not trying to squash it down. We want it to move through and evolve and pass on. And we can hold it in light and to stay in your light, because that's going to be your healing. And so the New Age is moving from separation and narrow identification to networks and connectivity and the web of life. And as the grandmothers say, the net of light. And that we are all connected by the information dissemination and these downloads that are happening. And to properly be positioned in this age, we have to step into full presence. Okay, so that's what we're being called to do, and we'll do a meditation on this tonight. So it's no accident that the power of now has gotten so much traction in this time. It's because that's what we're called to do. It's resonating with so many people. What is this now? What is this presence? What is this be here now business? Okay, we didn't speak like this 100 years ago. And so here we are being called to be present. And let's see what else. So being in the now is preparing us for where we need to be to receive and be a part of this new patterning. And that inner knowing, again, is I know. Because that veil is being lifted. So you must trust being in the present and going to the I know and being in the light. So we're no longer needing to believe in something outside of ourselves. And it's no longer necessary to attach to something outside yourself. And we're invited to come home now. You're also being asked to step up and step in. No longer apart or in comparison, but merging with the whole. This is the Aquarian way, is to merge in with the whole. No longer to separate and trying to figure out the difference between you and me and I'm better than you or whatever. We're merging together. And so this is about to embrace the Aquarian age is to embrace the light. So I'm just going to end, before we jump into the meditation, with the notion that it is a spiritual truth that a small percentage of people who have shifted their consciousness can influence the rest of humanity. Okay, so with that, I'll invite you all to get settled just kind of integrate all of that talking I just did. And reflect on what resonated with you. And just beginning to breathe in. And when you're focusing on your breath in, follow it all the way down to the base of your spine. Settle in. Relax your body. And as you're focusing on your in-breath and your whole cycle of breathing, use that mantra, the I know. Somewhere, and I bet it's not your brain, but somewhere you do know there is that wisdom. And I just ask you to soften and drop in deep and allow yourself to own that you know you have that. And just keep following your breath and using that mantra, I know. Allow yourself to be in that wisdom. Allow yourself, empower yourself to be in the I know. Allow yourself to drop deeper, softening in all of your muscles. And tapping into that expanse. It's inside, it's outside. You are connected to the expanse. It's not in the past. It's not in the future. In that vastness, there is no time. Let yourself fall in to that creative consciousness, to that divine realm of limitless possibilities. Breathing in to the I know. Knowing that you are between ages. That you, as you are connected to everyone, is moving from one age to another age. This is your time. This is our time. And you're being given the gift in this vastness to look behind and look at your patterns. Look at the foundation that you've been standing on. Look at what you believed in. What you had to believe in. The beliefs that you bought into. those beliefs, that foundation carried you to where you are now, good or bad. There might be a little bit of both. Some of it may have been good and served you well, and some of it may not have served you well. But either way, that was your Dharma. So just look at it objectively, not through the eyes of the judge, but the foundations and the beliefs that you have stood on that have brought you to where you are today. And no matter what they are, give them a blessing. Send some magical light and fairy dust out to that foundation that has been a part of you for so long, to the belief systems. And as you scatter that beautiful sparkling light as a blessing, it easily prepares what is ready to go. Beliefs that are now obsolete, that no longer reflect your highest expression. It gives them permission to release and dissolve back into the mother. You don't have to believe in anything that you don't want to anymore. You don't have to believe in anything that makes you feel bad anymore. Give it a blessing and let it go. And conversely, what beliefs and what parts of your foundation are still strong and still serving you in the highest way? Which ones make you feel good when you think about them? See which ones are meant to become a part of your new foundation, to strengthen that foundation. Which ones will be there to give you courage, to be open and brave? It's sort of like getting packed up for a move. What things are you going to leave behind take out to the dump, and which ones are you going to carefully pack in the box to take along with you, be in your new house? And you are not alone. You have your guides there. They're there to help you sort and decide and support. Whatever you let it go with love. Whatever you want to bring in that may be new, ask the divine for what it is that you're needing and wanting to be. Sorting and sifting what you're leaving behind, what you're taking forward, and what you're inviting in as new. Ask the divine to help you stand in the I know, so that you have the self-confidence to know that you belong to the I know. We're moving from a time when we depended on others to tell us who we were, to a time where we are in the I know. I know who I am because you are connected to the divine, not because you have to follow a group or someone else's beliefs. You're stepping in to a full and sacred self-confidence. You're moving to a higher platform of connectivity, being consciously connected to the home, no longer participating in the separation and the belief that we are not connected. Love yourself through this process. The cosmos is shifting and it's moving from that Piscean age into the Aquarius age, and it's taking all of us along with it. So how can we go with it harmoniously? How can we gracefully honor and bless where we've been and what has held us, while we allow it to dissolve into the past, and gratefully open to what's coming in the highest way. Breathing in to that Aquarian age, inviting that new way. To embrace the Aquarian age is to embrace the light. Stand with your brothers and sisters, the light workers, the healers, the monks, the spiritual leaders, the mothers, the devoted fathers, the enlightened leaders, to all those with hearts full of love. And add your presence to that vast network, holding the world together in light. As you find your place in that beautiful web, that net of life, that net of light, offer it the purest essence of your love. Love heals, love transcends, and love carries us. So let's just send so much love out to that net. It wraps around our earth and expands into the cosmos. And that net goes through every living being, every aspect of nature. It goes all the way down to the quantum, the smallest. It goes beyond space and time. And we are fueling it with love. This grid, it runs all around us, through us, and in us. So as you offer your love out to travel out and meet the love of all of the other love givers, light workers, you're also receiving that, and see the net inside your body. It's inside you, it's outside you, it's everywhere. There is no separation. So let whatever love that you're sending out also travel back to yourself and receive the love that is being sent on that grid from all of the other light workers. All receive all the goodwill that is propagated on this planet, because we are in no shortage of goodwill, I assure you. Let that love do its work. Let it heal you, transform you, and prepare you and all of us for the age that is coming. So end your meditation by offering gratitude, saying thank you to any of the guides, any of the messages you may have received, to any of the things that you let go of or that you're bringing on. And just allow yourself to shift in the highest way, resting in your heart, bringing your awareness back to here with our community. Emerging at your own pace from the meditation, letting your awareness rise up, bringing it to your presence, using your breath work to bring you out. And you might want to end your meditation with some prayer work,
or perhaps an affirmation or mantra that is meaningful for you, or just simply ending your meditation with gratitude. What is it that you would like to give thanks for? Sending you out with light and love. Thank you for joining in on these free meditations. If you're interested in working with Maurine privately, learn more at headtoyourheart.com.